Okay, hi everyone. How are you doing? Today we're going to put our flow together. So we're going to start with warming up, and I want to definitely open up the shoulders because we'll be doing that revolve triangle. And when the shoulders kind of tight, it's hard to get that arm up. And if you can't, just remember to put your hand on your waist or something. You don't have to do this, but for some of us, sometimes it's just some tightness in there. I'm going to do what's called open wing and prone eagle. We're going to do those two before we actually do the revolve triangle and our pieces that we've been working on as we put them together. Okay, so we're gonna lie down. We're gonna need today a bolster and 2 blocks. Okay, so if you don't have them, remember you can always use anything around the house, because if we're doing triangle, you might want something for your hand, revolve triangle, that kind of thing. And then the bolster, we're going to do a lateral stretch. So if you even have a couple blankets you can stack, that's perfect. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move these guys aside right now. Okay. And let's get started. All right. So just lie down here, stretch out your legs, get comfortable. Right. Take a breath in, exhale, release. And remember, as you inhale, you want to feel that sensation of lift in the belly. That's why I put my hands here. I want to get a good sense, a breath awareness, a good sensation of, as I inhale, I'm expanding here. And as I exhale, I feel the abdomen come down. Okay. So just go now to that rhythmic flow, using your nasal passage, inhaling, expanding, exhaling through your nose, right, as the belly contracts. Breathing in all that good and rest in the present moment, and then exhaling that worry and doubt. Let's tense all the muscles of the face, pull them toward the tip of the nose, tense the face. Exhale, release your face. Pull your shoulders up and forward, tensing those shoulders up to the ears, tensing. Exhale and release. Tensing the right arm, maybe open the fingers really to stretch those hands, right? Stretch that right hand, tensing right arm, upper arm, lower arm, out through those fingers. Exhale, release. Tensing the left arm, open the palm, upper arm, lower arm, out through those fingers. Exhale, release. Tensing the hips and buttocks, squeeze and tense, tense, tense. Exhale, release. Tensing the right leg, upper leg, lower leg, out through the toes, tensing the leg. Exhale, release. Tensing your left leg, upper leg, lower leg, out through the toes, tensing the leg. Exhale, release. Let's tense everything, the face, the arms, the buttocks, the legs, just everything you can lift up off the floor, even tighten up the abdomen, and then exhale all the way down. And starting at the toes, relax your body from your toes through your feet, soften through your legs and your hips and your torso. Soften the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the fingers, fingertips. Looking right, looking left, moving your head side to side here. Make that movement a little smaller and smaller until you come back to center, softening the back of the neck, the eyes, the forehead to the very top of your head. Deepening your breath, move your fingers and toes, come back slowly, and then bring your arms above your head when you're ready. And give yourself a nice long symmetrical stretch. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, keeping that spine open, and extend through the right, extend through the left, lengthening here, lengthening through the heels, lengthening through the toes. Yawn if you need to. And then release down. Let's stretch the side body. Let's take the hands behind the head, or you can keep your arms above your head, right? You can hold your left wrist if you want, or just keep your arms above your head. So you have options, or behind your head, or even your arms down if it's too much on your shoulders. So scoot yourself to the right side of your mat. We'll do our half moon. And slide the heels to the right side of the mat. I'm going to bring my mat in a little bit. Make sure you can see me. Sorry about that. And then relax these elbows, right? Above the head, behind the head, holding the left wrist, maybe pulling that over so you feel a little more mild to moderate stress here on that left side. Cross the ankles, not cross, so get into your half moon. Keep your pelvis square the ceiling. Breathing into this whole left side of the body, the whole left side. Coming back into center, and then you can use your elbows, right, to scoot over to the left. And then slide the heels over to the left. And you can cross that right ankle or not. Again, the arms, you decide what you want to do. You're the boss here. Right? If something doesn't feel right, make sure you back off or stop. If you need to slow down, sometimes I don't realize it, if I seem to go too fast for you, you're watching a recording, so you could pause it, something like that. But I'm going to go slow, I think. It is hard for me to know sometimes. Okay. Hold this a little bit longer. See if you're holding your right wrist, bring it over a little, see if you can get a little more stretch. Or if you're behind your head even, feel that mild to moderate tension there, stress on that right side, and that compression on the left. Give yourself a little time. Here we are stretching muscle groups. Let's come back into center. Okay, so let's bend those knees, lower the back to the floor. Make sure you're in your sort of a pelvic tilt as you bring these knees into your chest, right? Squeeze them in, lift your head and shoulders as we do in our warm-ups, lift up, rock side to side. You can bring your head back down. And then making circles, right? And about the circles, just go ahead and make your circles on the ceiling, rolling around on the sacrum and low back, because we want to soothe the back a little bit too. Moving in the other direction. And then coming into happy baby, let's work on these hips a little bit. All right, so you can hold the feet, you can hold the legs, depending. Knees might have to be closer. Maybe knees are all into your chest again. Maybe it's just too much. It's not for you. So try to do what works, and you can do a gentle movement side to side. Sometimes if it's too big of a right to left movement, you fall over. So do what works. I'm holding the outside of the feet and pulling down, but you can still pull down on those legs. So this is, again, stretching hips and low back. Or you can stay static here too. I always used to stay static for a long time. That was a good stretch for me. So find what works for you. Bringing the soles of the feet together now, bring the feet to the mat And we just open up in butterfly here. So use your hands as a self-assist. I'm just pressing from the hip joint here, inner thigh downward, right? So I'm just opening up these hips a little bit. And I might press down on my tops of my thighs even and press down, like push away. Bringing your knees back up from butterfly, take your feet as wide as your mat. Let's draw the right knee down towards left big toe and left knee down towards right big toe. And we'll go side to side here. Hold that right knee down just for a few breaths here. You can, though, use your left foot to the outside of that right leg and pull down a little more. So you get a little more stretch here in the quad. You're internally rotating the hip. So you're feeling that sensation in the outer hip here too. Coming back up and then dropping left knee down. Yep. And you can, again, use the right foot to kind of gently press that left knee down. So you're feeling that sensation a little more in the outer hip. And you don't have to, you already got enough, right? And also you're feeling a little more sensation, maybe in the front of the thigh. So hold that down. Coming back up. Undo your legs, maybe a knee to chest again for a reset for your back. And then bring your feet back down. Take a break. Take a little pause, right? Then take your right foot, heel, ankle, whatever it is, calf, in front of the left knee, right above that left knee. We're in a cradle position, okay? So now if some of you just press that thigh away, that's great. You know, you take your right hand, you're pressing that inner thigh away, right? You're feeling that in that right hip. Some of you may be able to lift up. Some of you might like to wrap the arms around the legs. There's nothing saying we can't do that. Dorsal flex your feet. If you want to take your right arm around the thigh, you know, around the knee here and pull in. Or maybe it's just as simple and easy for you to take interlace the fingers in front of the left knee, taking right arm inside the leg and pulling those legs in. Maybe you want to lift your head and shoulders here, right? Maybe that bothers your knee. You can hold on behind the knee. So remember this one, there's so many variations. I gently open and care for my inner self. I gently open and care for my inner self. I gently open and care for my inner self. And release down. So that's a good hip one. How about if we bend and extend that right knee, kind of releasing things too. And then place right foot down, okay? Taking left foot or heel, ankle, calf, whatever it is in front of that right knee or above that right knee here. And again, modify if needed. Otherwise, lift that right foot, find what works for you in front of the knee. Behind, you might wrap those arms around and get more, you might get more sensation that way, you know, by pulling in and wrapping your arms around the legs. Okay, so any of those options here. I gently open and care for my inner self. I gently open and care for my inner self. I gently open and care for my inner self. Hold that a little bit longer. You might be feeling that mild to moderate stress even in the inner thigh here. And release. Now you can hold on behind the leg if you want, or just keep your arms down and just bend and extend that knee a little bit. And then bring the foot down. All right, so let's get a strap Or if you don't have one, you're going to have to hold on to the leg. You can hold on to your pant leg, anything like that. You can put a face cloth for that matter around, or a towel, or use the yoga strap, a sash, a belt. You get lots of options for this. But I think we need to stretch our hamstring fibers, even just the hamstrings right now, so we prepare the legs for standing work. So walking your hand, I put that strap, you can use any way you want. You can just take the strap like this and hook it around the ball of the foot, right? Or you can take your loop, if that works, and put it around the ball of the foot and reach up. Try to just get this knee as straight as possible, right to your sweet edge. You'll know. If you're like this, though, you're still getting stretch. It's fine. You just want to go to your sweet edge, right? Hold that steady. Pull down on that strap. Get a good grip here. I'm pulling down. Some of you might be able to reach for the big toe and loop. Middle finger, index finger around the big toe, thumb on top. And you're just pulling down here. It might bother your toe too to do that. And it may just be too far away because you don't want to be like this, right? We want to keep ourselves down when we hold the foot, like the toe like that, big toe pose. Now let's take the strap in both hands. We'll just get the upper hamstring fibers. Bring your arms back above your head. Hold that. And you can straighten this leg if you want, as long as your back is firmly planted, or keep the knee bent. Let's breathe into the back of that leg. Challenge that leg a little, but not too much. You want to feel a mild to moderate sensation in the back of that leg. All right, let's release that leg. Take a moment, take a pause, feel the legs, and maybe you'll sense some difference between the two legs. All right, so just single leg raise and extended leg raise. So we're gonna reach up. I got the ball of the foot, however you want to put your belt, sash, yoga strap, whatever. And I'm going to try to gently straighten this knee a little bit. Maybe I'll bend this knee or extend the right knee, up to you. But you do want to pull down so you feel the sensation. You don't want to have no sensation. You want to feel something certainly in the back of that leg, and hold that steady. Pull down, hold it steady. And you will recognize one side being tighter. It's just the way it is. To try to get complete symmetry is really almost unrealistic because of the shape of our bones on different sides of our body and everything. So repetitive things that we do, lots of reasons like that. So give up that image, right? Hold the strap in both hands, bring your arms back. You can straighten the right leg or not. See if you can hold that now, getting more towards the upper hamstring fibers. And release that leg. Take a breathing break and feel the effects of those postures so far. So I have a reading today. I'll do it now. This is on control. Trying to maintain control in this life is a bit like trying to maintain control on a roller coaster. The ride has its own logic. It is going to go its own way, regardless of how tightly we grip the bar. There's a thrill and a power to simply surrendering to the ride and fully feeling the ups and downs of it, letting the curves take you rather than fighting them. When you fight the ride, resisting what's happening at every turn, your whole being becomes tense, and anxiety is your close companion. When you go with the ride, accepting what you cannot control, freedom and joy will inevitably arise. All right, let's roll to our sides. We're going to get onto our stomachs. And as I mentioned, prone, eagle, and open wing. All right, so I'm going to have to move towards the computer a little bit, or towards the camera, so you can see me. So I'm gonna take my right arm. I'm going to extend it out to the side. So my palm is down. Some people do turn their palm up, but I like the palm down. And I'm going to use my left hand to push myself over, just like gently press myself over. And you can bend these knees like this. And now my head is down. I'm going to take my left hand on my hip. I'm going to squeeze back, right? Some of you may like, maybe extending the top leg or extending both legs. And another thing you can do here is you bring this left shoulder back. You're rolling. So you're squeezing, is lift this arm and take this foot behind you. And this is called open wing. So I am squeezing those two shoulder blades towards each other. So I'm feeling that compression in the upper back there. You can keep your head down. I'm looking to the left. It's my right arm. That's back behind me. Now your arm might not be straight out from the shoulder, which I don't think mine is either. It's down a little bit, and your arm might be a little further down, So I'm using this in this leg. Left foot is behind my right leg. You could bend this knee. You could do it like this. You could have a straight knee. You could keep your hand on the mat. You could just keep your legs straight like that. And maybe you don't turn as far. Maybe you just turn a little bit. So you're just getting a little stretch there in that right shoulder. It's a shoulder opener. Hold that a little bit longer. And you're also feeling sensation probably in the front right pectoral. All right, let's come out of that. Come on to the stomach. Take a rest in crocodile. Take a few resting breaths. Extend now. You'll see my arm now. My left arm out. And then I'm going to use my right hand to push myself over. It just kind of supports me a little. And again, these legs can be straight. You can bend your knees, right? You can bend the bottom knee. You can do a lot of variations. You can take the right foot behind you. Keep your chin down. My palm is down here. Put your hand on your hip. You can lift the arm, right? These open wing position. Go to your breathing. And then when you're ready, roll to your stomach. Take your time, go slow. Cross your arms in front of you, legs apart, toes away from each other, and rest in crocodile. I feel safe and secure in my connection to the earth. I feel safe and secure in my connection to the earth. I feel safe and secure in my connection to the earth. Now taking that, we're gonna do the prone eagle since we are ready to do that. You're gonna take the elbows to the mat like this and see if you can cross that right upper arm over the left upper arm. So you're making those eagle arms, those that remember eagle top, you're doing this, okay? But you have to do it on the floor, so it's a little trickier, right? Because you're gonna get that right arm over the left. And then I walk my elbows away, and then I'm just gonna rest my head on my right forearm. All right. This is prone eagle. And we are opening up again the shoulder. This one, we are bringing the shoulders in towards each other, but I'm opening up the shoulder blades here in the back. So the yogi's saying eagle, you're also opening up the rib cage for breath too. So the diaphragm can move. But rest your head on your forearms and sort of cradling my head right on my upper arm bones. Prone eagle. So I hope that you can get your elbows away from you a little. And you know what, if you can't cross this much, by the way, do what you can. You might just cross the lower arms and bring your elbows out. Like you could do this, you know, and just bring the elbows away. You could still rest your head down. All right, unwind. Come into crocodile for a moment. Take a couple of pausing breaths, right? Resting breaths. One last one. You're going to bring the elbows down here, like, you know, and then if you are having trouble getting the upper arm over the lower arm, just cross your wrist and then just kind of come down and rest like this. If you can get that left arm over, go ahead, palms together, walk the elbows away, rest the side of your head. I have my left ear resting inside, cradling myself inside the arms. I'm bringing the hands away from me though, away from my head, in prone eagle. So you're going to feel more of a stretch in that left side. If left arm is over, you feel more opening here in the left shoulder. One more breath. Unwind your arms. Take it to crocodile for a moment. Exhale through your mouth. Exhale any tension. Take your arms, your hands underneath you. Push yourself up. Come to child pose, but bring the arms behind you. Rest down. Coming up into hero pose just for a moment. Okay, we're going to come forward. I'm going to have you tuck your toes. Remember, we don't do this too long, but just a way of coming up. If you can't come up this way from toe squat, then just come up to standing. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall here in the toe squat. If you want to join me, go ahead. I'm sitting on my heels and I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. So I'm balancing again. So good one for the hips, the toes, the feet, everything, right? And your balance, right? Try to balance, just stay. Keep a soft gaze ahead of you or down, whatever works. And bringing your hands back down to your mat, stretch those legs, right? So we stretch the legs, we stretch the hips, come on back up. Let's take the arms up, right? Extended mountain or upward salute. And take the arms back down. Exhale. Okay, find mountain pose here. Take a breath. Exhale through your mouth. All right, so let's do a shrug, head back, squeeze it out, right? I'm bringing those up, and release. All the way up, squeeze out any tension up there in the shoulders, upper back, and release. One more, squeeze. Good. And then roll those shoulders, right? Move those shoulders. Up, back, and down, up, back, and down, up, back, and down. And then a square, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward, up. One more, back and down. Spread the toes, spread the fingers, right? Lift the toes, spread the fingers. All right, make a fist, make a star, right? Make a moon, make a star, and rock front to back on your feet as you do so. Shake out your wrist and release down. Turn the toes in slightly. Engage your quadriceps, all right? Lift your heart, right? You're lifting here at the sternum, chin in. Relax the shoulders down. Relax these arms. They hang off the shoulders. Firm up the legs. I face life's challenges with an open heart. I face life's challenges with an open heart. I face life's challenges with an open heart. Breathe in that mountain pose, right? Breathe in the good. Breathe in the present. Exhale any stuff. You can exhale through your mouth. Turn your palms to face outward so those shoulders stay back and down. And hold that mountain pose a little bit longer here. This is a very important pose, as you've heard me say. But see if you can tuck that tailbone, that you're really sensing that lift through the spine and that firming of the pose. Firmness of mind, firmness of body. Now, what I want you to do is grab your blocks, okay? And if you're not going to use blocks, that's okay, but the blocks do help. I'm going to move my mat, straighten that out a little more because I use that as my guide. So I'm thinking if you have blocks, do one on each side, and you will know if you need the other, like you need to stack them more. You may know already, okay, that you need to stack 2 blocks, but for the purpose of me at least showing you this, remember, I'll just do this, okay? And you'll notice I don't have the block all the way into my mat. I have them in a little, and I may have to move the block too once I'm in triangle, okay? All right, so we're gonna stand tall again. I'm gonna tuck that tailbone. I'm gonna start in mountain. I'm sort of pretty much in between the 2 blocks, you know, and I'm gonna bring my hand to my heart. So right, this is Iyengar style with the fingers touching, elbows out, and then you're in a 5-pointed star here, okay? So why don't you put your hands here at your hips, and we're not gonna go fast, but we're gonna go from one pose to the next. So we're gonna turn the right foot, and we'll start with the right, all right, 90, left heel slides back. I am going to tuck that tailbone. I'm going to lead with my fingertips, right? I'm reaching, bringing the top of the femur into the side hip. I'm going to reach as much as I can because I'm creating triangles. Now I'm going to grab the block. If you want to bring the block with you, you can do this, right? And bring it down. But put the block underneath your right shoulder, okay? So it lines up. Or put the hand here on the leg, but don't push into your knee. Be very mindful. That's where the block is good because you're not, you know, going like this. So So then this left hand stays on the hip. And since we opened up the shoulders, this should help. So I'm bringing this left shoulder back. I want to continue opening up that left shoulder now, right? Because I want to try to get myself like I'm in between two sheets of glass. I'm bringing the buttocks in a little, and that, doesn't always look that way, but, it all depends on the shape of your bones and all that. But, this is what we're trying to do, a little bit. And then we're going to lift that left arm up. So you're in your triangle, and try not to grip the feet. See if you can wiggle your toes. I always do that to kind of remind myself not to grip the mat. And I'm pushing and driving it into the right heel a little bit, and an outer back heel, but there's still a lightness in the feet. All right. And now you're in your triangle posture, and breathe here. Maybe we'll take like a couple of breaths, Okay, from triangle, I want to really push through outer back heel. We're going to go into backwards triangle. So it just means you keep your legs straight and you rotate the arms like a windmill, and then bring the arm back. Yep. And you can probably mimic that. And so I'm doing a backwards. So my left hand just comes down the leg somewhere, wherever it lands is fine. All right, backwards. Again, those legs are holding you. So that's why standing posture is so great for strengthening. Now from here, we are going to come up. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the hips. Now I'm pretty wide in the legs here, so I can't get my left hip forward as much as I can if I don't bring this left foot in a little. So I kind of find I just kind of tweak it a little bit, and you will too probably have to do that. So I tweaked this back leg. I brought it in a little bit too, especially if you're trying to balance. So here is angle pose. So you can hold the wrists. This is the one where you hold the wrists. You can hold the elbows, or you can bring the hands together and kind of bring this little fingers up the back. So I'll do like a namaste in the back. I'm bringing, see that? My little finger up my spine here. All right, I'm going to exhale back, and I'm going to lead with the heart coming down. Now I see my foot. I might bow down. This is also called the humble warrior. Inhale, coming up. Let's do that twice. Slight back bend. Take a breath in and exhale as you come forward. I'm looking down at my foot. I release my head. And then I'm going to inhale, come up. Exhale back. And then come to center and take a pause. Now, I'm going to bend that right knee. Actually, you know what? Keep it straight. Sorry. I'm going to come forward, and I'm going to release my arm. I was ready to do something else. And put my left hand on the block. So here, I'll do this again, since I might have confused you. So you can hold the block or just keep the block where it was. I'm going to keep it where it was. I'm going to come forward here, release my hand. I'm going to reach, and I'm going to reach for the block with my left hand. And I'm going to twist toward the wall in revolve triangle. Now, some people find it easier to put the block inside the leg. All right. If you're able to, try bringing it to the outside of the leg and revolve. Now here, you can make a couple of circles with your right arm, and you can lift the arm and revolve here and revolve triangle. So the knee is actually a little soft, but straight. Take a breath. Now to come out, I got to put my right hand on my hip. I'm going to windmill again to bring my hips forward again, to face you, and I'm going to widen those feet a little, because now I'm going to come into warrior two. And I'm going to look over the right fingertips. Remember, we've been doing these. So bend that knee, coming back a little with that left arm. Right? I'm a warrior with inner strength. I am a warrior with inner strength. I am a warrior with inner strength. I'm a warrior with inner strength. Take another few breaths. I'm going to come into side angle now. I'm going to bring that right arm down onto the thigh. And if you want, bring that right hand right to that block in your side angle. Looking under the arm. Take a few breaths. Now from here, I'm going to reach forward. I'm going to lose the block because I'm going to come into high lunge here. Of course, if you had that other block, you could use the blocks, but see if you can get your arms, your hands on the mat. And then from here, I'm going to come up, up, up for crescent lunge and reach up. I have my heel up in the back, as you might be able to see, in crescent lunge. Now I'm going to drop the heel though, because warrior one is very similar to crescent lunge. So I'm now in warrior one. I'm rooting through the outer back heel though this time, instead of the heel up in the air. And I'm bending this knee. And then from there, I straighten the front knee. I turn the feet in the same direction. I might even widen my legs a little. And I'm going to come down with flat back into Prasarita Padottanasana. So I'm going to widen and widen. I'm toeing in the feet. If you want to grab those blocks, you can do that, right? And do what works for you. You could put your hands on the blocks and stay like this. You know, you could even drop your head. You could come down, stack the blocks, put your forehead on it, put the crown of your head on the blocks. You could bring the blocks right under you more and put, well, Drew, that would be hard. Or you could come right down to your mat with the crown of the head on the mat and bringing the hands underneath your legs. So my hands are underneath my legs, elbows are bent. Okay, you get the upper and lower arms in the right angle. So take a breath here, take a few breaths, find what's going to work for you. The blocks under your head, hands on the blocks. You know, you could be like this on the floor too. And then when you're ready, you're going to heel toe it in. Heel toe it in here. And walk it up and come back into mountain and rest. Take a breath in and a nice long breath out. Maybe close your eyes, or maybe just keep your eyes soft. Feel the effects of the postures. Notice your legs when you work like that. Okay, let's try it again, but this time we're going to go to the left side. Hands to the heart, arms and legs out, 5-pointed star. Hands on the hips. Okay. We're going to start with triangle. Now, I got to get my blocks, right? So here they are. I'm going to pop a block over here, pop a block here, just so they're there and ready for me. Okay. Hips face square. And I'm going to reach with my left hand, come in, and you can keep this hand here, open up, tuck that tailbone, right? So there, if I'm not pushing, I can do this, or I can bring that block, right under my left shoulder. Open up, draw that right arm up. If your neck bothers you, look down at your foot, right? Hold that triangle pose. Another breath or two here. Coming back up, windmill those arms. Let's go into backwards triangle. Such a nice lateral stretch here, right? I'm feeling compression here on the right, but I'm feeling a mild to moderate tension here on the left side. and backwards triangle. And then come back up. Take your hands to your hips, turn yourself. Remember, I brought that foot in more when I had to turn the hips like this for humble warrior, right? All right, hands behind your back in any way you like. Okay, I'm going to do this one just so you can get a sense of what that is. Now I'm going to stay on the back, exhale back. You're going to lead with your heart. Your knee can be soft in the front. So as I want to make sure I'm driving into my right heel, I'm going to feel like I'm going to fall forward. Draw the head toward the knee. Humble, right? You're bowing down. Inhale it, drive it through the feet here, especially through the heel so you can come up and back. Let's do that again. Coming forward. Inhale, coming up. Back. And then coming to the center. Now you can place your hands here on your hips. You have a block here that's ready for you. I'm going to move it up a little bit for me. And you're going to come down because we're going to do a revolve triangle. So I'm coming down. I see my feet, right? I see that left foot. I'm going to revolve. I'm going to take my right hand to that block and move it around to what is going to work for me. Where my under my shoulder there. I'm going to twist, and remember, you can put it inside the leg as sort of like, in my mind, some modification, okay? But that does make it easier for a lot of people. So bringing that left shoulder back, we are twisting here. You are doing a standing twist, basically, okay? If you can lift it, go ahead, but you might need to release that shoulder a little more. Or keep your hand here on your hip or waist. I have my left knee, it's kind of soft, but I'm driving it through the heels here. I'm pushing back the outer back heel and left heel, you know, gently kind of thing. I don't really feel like I'm gripping. You don't want to be gripping. All right, you ready? Push into outer back heel, windmill these arms up and out. I'm going to widen a little more for warrior two. So coming down into warrior two, reaching back, keeping your whole torso kind of in the middle here, and the arms come out, and then I turn my head. Virabhadrasana two. I'm a warrior with inner strength. I'm a warrior with inner strength. I am a warrior with inner strength. I am a warrior with inner strength. Taking left lower arm to the thigh. Taking right arm over the head along the ear. You can reach down for the block with your left hand. Right? You might want to look up. But I'm rooting. I'm still using that back leg. It's kind of like when we're in downward dog, we want to use the legs. Even though it feels like it's all over the wrist, you want to use your legs. You want to feel some balance. I'm going to come forward. I'm going to come to that lunge. And like I said, you're going to have to lose the block because you only have one probably near you unless you've figured out a way to keep the other block probably up near your hand. All right, high lunge here. Remember, try not to do this stuff, nodding the head down. Keep your head looking up, looking straight ahead. Okay, so from here, crescent lunge. So I kind of readjust my foot, make sure I feel, like I have a firm foundation back there because you use your back leg. And you can put your hands here, or you can lift the arms up. Crescent lunge, take a breath. Take a couple of breaths. Drop your heel, warrior one. Now I'm turning that heel back. I'm holding myself back with the outer back heel. And warrior one. And then straighten your front leg, turn your feet in the same direction, open up, right? Turn the feet inward and Prasarita Padottanasana, wide angle forward bend. In here, you can grab these blocks. You'll know, do what you need to do with those blocks. You do what works for you too. Now you can come down all the way down to your forehead, your head, the crown. You can keep the hands on the blocks, look straight ahead, getting this wide angle. And of course, you're abducting the hips here. You can stack blocks under your forehead or under the crown of your head, you know. So all kinds of variations here. Tuck your chin if you are on your crown of your head. Get that chin lock in. Pressing to the little toe side of your feet. Now walk your hands out in front of you, you know, basically start heel toeing in here, heel toeing in, and coming right up, right? Roll it right up to mountain. All right, exhale, release, and feel that. Exhale again, release. Feel the sensations in the legs. Notice your mind state. All right, after you've done that standing flow on both sides. All right, let's do this. Let's come down to your mats. Okay, let's come down, come to a child pose. I want you to slide back into your heels, right? Extend the arms. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Now knees can be wide or and toes touch or toes apart. But if you don't want to feel, you want zero tolerance in the knees. If anything causes you anything on the knee, you want to stop, okay? Or readjust it. Coming back up, we're not staying long there. We're going to tuck those toes, come to downward dog. And I want you to notice, what does this feel like now, downward dog? Can you use your legs? Do your legs feel more sort of stretched out, I guess is the word, I don't know. But you have more extension. Maybe it just feels easier to do downward dog. See what that feels like for you. And push that mat away, relax your neck. Breathe here. Couple more breaths. Coming forward into plank pose. Pull the belly in. Couple of breaths. Push back into your heels. Drop your knees. Come down to your stomach and roll to your back. Okay. Actually, you know what I'd like you to do? Instead of your back, sorry, I changed my mind. Take your bolsters. I told you we're going to do this lateral stretch. We'll do a stretch just for a minute on each side or something, and then we'll go into relaxation. So I want you to go right over this bolster on your side. You see how I've extended over it? Now, some of you might have to bend your knees. Some of you might want a blanket under your head or a block, okay? But you're right on your side here. Just make sure you're on your side. Extend both arms. You can interlace the fingers above your head too. And just relax into this lateral stretch. So this is opening up this left side a little more. Now you've done a lot of opening, so this may even feel easy to you. And you can bend that knee underneath too, because you've done that. We've done those backwards warriors, you know, backwards triangle kind of thing. Couple more breaths, not too long, just so you can see what you've experienced in this class, and also, you know, getting just that extra opening here. bottom of the rib cage, top of your pelvic bone, you know, where we get very contracted. It's a very good pose. All right, so we're gonna roll around. We're gonna do the other side. I think I'll face you, so I'll move my bolster. I'm gonna stretch out my legs here. I'm gonna bring that, basically you're bringing it, sorry, right up to your hip, just in case you weren't sure how I did that. And then I go right over it, okay? So I bring the bolster right to my hip. My hip bone is down, my hip is down, and I'm stretching from here to here, you know, and opening up that right side, that lateral. And if I bring my arms back more here, you know, I get a little more stretch. And never mind, there's the shoulder stretch too. And then when you're ready, if you feel like, you could always grab a block, put it under your head. If you feel like just stretching your back over the bolster, you can take a block under your head. And for that matter, if you needed to, you could sit on a block and you could do something like that or bend your knees. The block's a little high, I mean, so you might want a blanket under there. You may not even want that block, you know. You could do this. Or find Shavasana in any way you want, okay? You might want to just take this under your knees and lie in Shavasana. All right, everybody, so get comfortable, right? You could just pop that under your knees too. I'm sure you did a great job today. So exhale and release any excess tension. I'm going to lead you through relaxation, a complete relaxation exercise. So just, you're going to progressively relax the muscles as we move through. Close your eyes, maybe take another exhale. Lying in Shavasana in any way you want. It could be in that restorative one. Mentally travel through your body and relax the top of your head, your forehead, your eyebrows, the space between your eyebrows, your eyes, your eyelids, your cheeks, and your nose. Exhale, inhale completely. Relax the mouth and the jaw and the chin and the neck and shoulders, upper arms and lower arms, your wrist, your hands, your fingers and fingertips. Feeling as if you're exhaling from your fingertips up your arms and shoulders to the face and to the nostrils, inhaling back to the fingertips. Exhale, inhale completely. Relax the fingertips and the fingers and the hands, the wrists, the lower arms and upper arms, the shoulders, the upper back and chest, concentrating at the center of your chest. Exhale, inhale completely. Relax the stomach and the abdomen and the lower back, the hips and thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet and toes. Exhaling as though your whole body's exhaling and inhaling as though your whole body's inhaling. Expelling all tension, worries, anxieties, and inhaling that vital energy, that peace and relaxation. Exhale, inhale completely. Relax the toes and the feet and the ankles, the calves and the thighs, the knees, the hips and lower back, the abdomen, the stomach and chest. Concentrating at the center of the chest. Exhale, inhale completely. Relax the upper back and the shoulders, the upper arms and lower arms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers and fingertips. Exhale, inhale completely. Relax the fingertips and the fingers, the hands and wrist, lower arms, upper arms, your shoulders, your neck, your chin and your jaw, your mouth and nostrils. Exhale, inhale completely. Relax the cheeks and the eyelids and the eyes and the eyebrows, the space between your eyebrows, your forehead to the very top of your head. And then for the next 30 seconds, let your mind be aware of that calm and serene flow of your breathing. Let your mind make that gentle, conscious effort to guide your breath so remain smooth and deep and even without pause and without sound. Deepening your breath, move your fingers and toes and come back into your space. And as you're ready, roll to your side, taking your time and pressing yourself up. And may we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we create space among one another. May our study be filled with brilliance and light. And may there be no enmity between us. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, and peace. Rubbing your hands together, warming them up, and cup them gently over your eyes. And let the light in slowly through the fingers. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. The divine me honors the divine you, and have a great night tonight, and I'll see you soon. Okay, thank you for coming. And we're almost at 2021. Yay, it'll be a good year. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye.